This presentation is brought to you by Abilities Behavior Services, a division of Trinity Services. The first room we're going to cover is the kitchen. There are many ways to incorporate your child's ABA programs into kitchen tasks. You can have your child sort utensils in a drawer and also set the table. Your child can practice following directions, manding for what they want, waiting for what they want, and telling you what is missing. For instance, you would give your child their food, but no fork to eat it with. This prompts your child to ask for what they need. You can also have your child tact items in the kitchen and their functions. Tacting simply means to label the item. For instance, when tacting a kitchen item, you would hold up a plate and say, "What is this?" Your child would respond, "Plate." The same goes for the kitchen item function. You would ask, "What do you do with a spoon?" And your child would respond, "Stir." When working on receptive programs, you would lay out 3 items, a spoon, a knife, and a fork, and ask, "Where is the fork?" Your child would point to or give you the fork. For receptive kitchen item function, you would do the same. Lay out a spoon, a knife, or a fork, but you would then ask, "Which one do you cut with?" The child would point to or give you the knife. And finally, for features, you would put out 3 items with different features. For instance, a wooden spoon, a knife, and an oven mitt. You would ask, "Which one is soft?" And your child would point to or give you the oven mitt. The next room we're going to cover is the living room. Social skills that you can work on with your child would include sharing and taking turns with either you or a sibling. You can do this with board games, puzzles, and imaginary play are all fun ways to enhance those skills. You can also work on addition and subtraction by lining up small objects and having your child count them aloud, or you can ask how many there are. You can also ask your child to give you 2 out of the 4 items, then ask how many are left. Intraverbal numbers entails you counting 1, 2, 3, and then your child would say the number that comes next, 4. Intraverbal songs entails you singing a song such as "Row, row, row your boat," but instead of you saying boat, your child would tell you what was coming next. You can also do block imitation, and many people have Legos, so this would be a perfect item to use for this task. You could use 3 to 5 blocks and build something. After you've built something, your child would then imitate what you've built. Use different shapes and sizes of blocks for them to match. And finally, you can draw. Ask your child to draw objects based on their memory. Draw a house or draw a flower. You could also do receptive and tacting programs in the living room with your child. Receptive programs include receptive numbers, shapes, and colors. For the receptive numbers, you would present 3 numbers to your child, 4, 2, and 9. You would ask, "Where is the number 2?" Your child would then point to or give you the number 2. For receptive shapes, you would present 3 shapes to your child, square, circle, and a triangle. You would ask, "Where is the triangle?" The child points to or gives you the triangle. For receptive colors, you present 3 colors to your child, blue, red, and green. You would ask, "Where is red?" The child points to or gives you the color red. Tacting is simply your child labeling. Tacting programs include numbers, shapes, and colors. For tact numbers, you would show your child a single number, for example, the number 2. You would ask, "What number is this?" And your child would respond, 2. For shapes, you would show your child a single shape, for example, a triangle. "What shape is this?" The child responds, "Triangle." And finally, for tact colors, you would show your child a single color, for example, red. "What color is this?" Your child responds, "Red." Another really fun way for your child to practice following directions would be to play Simon Says. This would also work on their motor skills and could help your child identify body parts. For example, you could say, "Simon says touch your head, then jump around. Simon says rub your belly." You could also play the preposition motor skills game. All you need is a dining room chair. You would instruct your child to stand behind or in front of the chair, lay under the chair, sit on the chair or dance around the chair. You could also work on programs involving animals. Receptive animals would include presenting 3 animals to your child. For example, a dog, tiger, and a fish. You would ask, "Where is the tiger?" The child would point to or give you the tiger. You could also have your child label animals. You would show your child a single animal, for example, a dog, and you would ask, "What animal is this?" Your child would respond, "Dog." You could have your child sort the animals. For example, animals that live in the ocean, farm, and the zoo. Your child would then put a shark, fish, and squid together, a pig, chicken, and cow together, and the monkey, tiger, and elephant together. And finally, you could have your child work on interverbal animal sounds. You would ask your child, "What sound does a pig make?" And your child would respond, "Oink, oink." The next room is the laundry room. Laundry room tasks include sorting, matching, folding, and hanging clothing. When sorting clothing, use verbal and/or visual cues to help your child sort the laundry. They can sort lights from darks, their clothes from a sibling's clothing, dirty from clean clothes, and pajamas from day clothes. You could have your child match socks to put away and help you fold towels, fold clothes to be put away, and help hang clothes. Your child can also work on tact and receptive programs in the laundry room. By tacting clothing, you would present a single item of clothing to your child. For example, a t-shirt. You would ask your child, "What is this?" and your child would label it as a shirt. You can also tact season according to clothing. You would ask your child, "What season do you wear snow boots in?" and your child would respond, "Winter." For receptive clothing, you would present 3 items of clothing to your child. For example, a shirt, a hat, and socks. You would ask your child, "Where is the hat?" and your child would then point to or give you the hat. And finally, you can do receptive clothing according to weather. You would present 2 to 3 items of clothing that you would wear in different weather conditions. For example, snow boots, a swimsuit, and a raincoat. You would ask, "Which one do you wear when it is raining outside?" Your child would then respond, "A raincoat." The next room is the bathroom. You could have your child imitate play, do intraverbal item functions, or receptive item functions. For imitating play, you would use a baby doll and have your child imitate brushing the baby doll's teeth, brushing the baby doll's hair, and getting the baby doll dressed. For intraverbal item function, you would ask your child, "What do you do with the sink?" Your child would then respond, "Wash hands." And for receptive item function, you would present an array of 3 items, a toothbrush, a hairbrush, and nail clippers. You would then ask, "Which one do you cut your nails with?" Your child would then point to or give you the nail clippers. You can also work on tacked body parts by function, and my/your. For tacked body parts, you would point to a body part on a doll, yourself, or the child. For example, you would point to your nose. You would ask your child, "What is this?" and the child would respond, "Nose." You could also work on body parts by function. You would ask your child, "What do you talk with?" The child then responds, "Your mouth." Finally, you could work on my and your. You would ask your child, "Where is my nose?" The child then points to the parent's nose. You ask your child, "Where is your leg?" The child would then point to their leg. Put emphasis on my and your when you say it to help your child differentiate my and your. You can also model the action first if your child is learning to differentiate between mine and yours for the first time. And finally, for bedroom tasks, you can work on story intraverbals, vocal imitation, and making the bed with your child. For story intraverbals, you would read a story with your child or have them read independently. After reading a short passage, ask your child questions about what they've just read. For instance, say you read, "The dog jumped over the moon." You could ask, "What did the dog jump over?" The child responds, "Moon." You could also ask, "Who jumped over the moon?" The child would then respond, "The dog." For vocal imitation, you would have your child imitate simple sounds such as ba and ma. Then you would work up to simple words like cat and hat, and eventually short phrases such as ready, set, go. You could also have your child make the bed. Consider making a visual expectation for your child, such as a chart that you can point to for each step as they go along. Fade the visual schedule over time as your child becomes more independent. Take it slow and set your child up for success. For more resources, please go to our website, www.abilities.today, or join our Facebook page at facebook.com/abilitiesbehavior services.